place to start.
So anyway, you had a series of hits. You've come and gone, but you've never stopped working. I mean, you've been popular and then you vanish, it seems, for a while. But if you're not working here, you're working somewhere else.
Absolutely. I'm very, very fortunate that, I count my blessings for that, that I've been successful in all the countries around the world, you know. So if I'm not with you, haven't seen me very much. I've been on a stage. I'll be on a stage some other country, you know. Like last year, oh gosh, you know, all over. But I'm still selling records in different countries, you know, like France and Germany and even like Russia, Poland, America. I'm doing a tour in America.
That's the point. So many people from Australia. These islands have tried to make it in America, and you can count them on the fingers of one hand, the people who've really made it big, you know. And you were one of those.
I did it in 1978 for the first time with It's a Heartache.
It's a Heartache, great song.
Yeah, I never thought I'd get around to having another hit after Lost in France, mind.
Now, this voice of yours, was it like that from the beginning?
Well,
that kind of raspy, husky, sexy voice?
Ooh. I couldn't be sexy if I tried, but anyway. But in 1976, Lost in France, a very sweet song, wasn't it? And then I developed nodules on my vocal cords, and I thought, oh my God, what a time, you know. Just I've been working in a local band for 7 years, and now I got nodules, so I had to have them removed. And
that comes from probably overworking your voice, doesn't it?
Yeah. So then I had to have them surgically removed, and you're not supposed to talk for 6 weeks. Well, can you imagine me not talking? I mean, do me a favour, like my husband wish, you know. But I couldn't stop talking. I tried very much, but I couldn't really. And then I went into the studio. Instead of 6 weeks later, it was like 6 months later, you know. And I went, it's a heartache. And they said, my God, where did that voice come from? It was so different from the old voice, you know. But as it happened, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, you know.
So that's what it was. The surgery wasn't quite as it might have been. And so you ended up with this utterly characteristic voice.
Yeah, so it's kind of... I mean, they were already comparing me to Rod Stewart with Lost in France. I don't know how, because I could never hear that, you know. But even more so then after. Hey, and Rod Stewart just covered It's a Heartache.
That's right.
Did you notice?
Yes, we had him on the show not so long ago, before Christmas. He's a great guy.
I've only ever seen him once in all my career, you know. And that was in a nightclub in London. And strangely enough, it was weird because... he walked in a black dinner suit, and you know, it was very fashionable and everything. And I had a tuxedo jacket on with like a, you know, like the girls didn't used to wear the shirt, then they just wore the collars, the collars with the dicky bow, and I had a tuxedo jacket on, and it was really weird because we looked like twins, you know.
But did you get to meet him that night? You did.
Not briefly, that's all. It was just hello and whatever. And I really had a conversation with him.
Everyone who's listening to this interview and saying, she's been in the business for more than 30 years, and before she actually got her break there, 7 years, she looks fantastic.
For 55?
Is that what it is, 55? You look wonderful.
Bloody hell, I'll be 56.
Do you have a secret you want to pass on?
Well, yes. Botox, girls. I'm not swearing.
Botox.
Botox, restyling, a little bit of maintenance, all right. You know what I mean?
A little bit of maintenance.
And a little teeth cap in, you know.
Yeah. But how long have you been using the Botox? I mean, do you have to start when you're 20?
I've been on it for 12 years.
12 years?
I've been doing, you know, like I'm going again on Monday now. I need a bit of filler there.
It sounds like polyfiller.
It is. It's a bit like polyfiller. I don't care. You know, it's not like, it's just like going to the dentist these days, you know. It's not as if I'm like, I heard you had a bit of fun with, what's her name?
Who?
The one that
Joan
said
Rivers.
she's inside out.
Yeah, Joan Rivers. She was on last week.
God, she looks amazing, doesn't she? The only thing that worries me about people that have all this plastic surgery, you know, like to the point of looking completely different, is like, imagine if they had that done when they're young, and then they get married, right, and to a lovely looking chap or something, they think, oh, we're going to make beautiful babies, and all of a sudden this baby comes, and it looks like the mother before.
It's true. All these makeover shows where they change people.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind. Hey, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind if you got one in Ireland. You know, I'd be a guinea pig for that.
Yeah.
I'm dying to have a brow lift.
A brow lift.
Yeah, you see, look.
You look vaguely Chinese when you do that,
It's apparently they just do a little incision there, and then they pull up the muscles and tighten it up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't involve cutting or anything.
But if you happen to catch the thing with your hairbrush, will it all collapse on your face?
Oh, talk about catching something with my hairbrush. I don't know if you can notice, but I got a split in my ear.
The lobe is split.
Yeah, my hairbrush, I had hoop earrings on, right?
Yeah.
And I was brushing my hair, and I brushed it so fast. Ah! And I was bleeding like a pig, right?
What? You took the earring through the ear?
I got a slice, and I can't see it.
I can too.
Yeah. Anyway, so I
thought that was your husband nibbling your ear. I met him. He's a lovely fella. You've been with him for how long?
34 years. Anyway, let me tell you about this.
Yeah, go on. I was just wondering how you put up with you that long.
I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital now, right? Because it was only up the road. I was home at the time, which is unusual. I'm never home. But I was home in Singleton Hospital. It's just up the road from me. So I went up the hospital to casualty, holding my ear now, bleeding like hell right now. I just pulled my earring through my ear. And the doctor said, "Oh, you're Bonnie Tyler, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Oh, just a minute." He gets his phone out and he goes, "Can I have a picture?" And I'm like, ah! Anyway, he stitched it up, did a useless job, covered in like 6 weeks'
you
time.
now have this gap. But
I had I combed another brush through
it. It's one of life's scars.
Yes.
You can put it down to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he loves you. Botox, ear splits, everything.
Yes.
He's mad about you. You didn't always travel together, though, did you?
No. We've been married now for 34, I think it's 34 years in July. But for the first 10 years of my career, I travelled, you know, because I was up for the first 7 years, I was always home. I was local, you know. But then when I started making records in 1976 and I was travelling for 10 years without my husband, and I was going away and coming back and going with the band and the manager and whatever, you know, and coming back. And in the end, after 10 years, I said, you know, it's not fun anymore now. I love the singing, but I'm going back to an empty hotel room at the end of the night, you know. And everybody thinks, oh, you're out partying, whatever. But you know, when you're with a band and they're young, they're all out looking for girls. Well, they don't anymore, if the wives are listening. But you know, because they're married now. But you know what I mean. They when they were young, you know, and I go back to my room. So I said to Robert, I'm gonna go back and be a normal singer in a local band again if you don't start travelling with me. And he started travelling with me, and he's been travelling with me ever since. He's over there now. Yeah,
and he's a lovely fella. He really is.
He's a lovely guy, yeah.
Anyway, Bonnie, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I don't know what the future holds for you, because you'll be back at the top of the charts in America, no doubt. And
I'm doing a new album with Jim. I was over in New York
with Jim Steinman.
Yeah, Jim Steinman. I was there about a month ago. And we were talking about doing a country rock album, right? Not total country, you know, but together. And so I want to get some really good country artists now that I can do duets with and things, you know. And but I'm touring America at the end of the year. I'm touring Australia. I got loads of summer festivals in Europe. So if anybody wants to see me, you better look at BonnieTyler.com.
Very good. It's a pleasure having you on the show. Bonnie Tyler, thank you very much. Bonnie Tyler.